And we are live. We are live. And do you know what it is? I just realized again. You know what it is, isn't it?
What?
It's brother overload. It's brother overload. So yeah, welcome to the Flixters podcast, everyone. It is brother overload episode. So we've got myself, Deval, and we've got Emmanuel here presenting the show. Teacher is away. It's actually his birthday today. So happy
Happy
birthday to
birthday.
Teacher, otherwise known as Amar. I don't know how old he is. He's old. He's probably 50 now. I don't know, something like that.
He's not going to be able to reach the pinatas
Nah,
then,
nah,
is
nah, 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 nah. We'll send him a nice carbon fiber walking stick.
he?
So, but yeah, welcome to the Flixters. This is the podcast where we talk about movies, TV shows, and everything in between. Every week, you can catch us on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all of that. So like, subscribe if you want to get our new episodes every week, and let us know what you're watching so that we can, watch with you and talk about those films as well and TV shows.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's it really. So I'm going to get into shout outs this week.
Who are we shouting at this week?
Today we've got three different shout outs. So we've got Sifa. It's actually pronounced Shifa, but Shifa is a avid listener to the show. I bet I even pronounced the name wrong. I'm there talking like I'm an expert. She's probably laughing, thinking you pronounced it wrong 4 times just now. But yeah, so she loves the show, loves Marvel movies. We're talking recently about different Marvel
Yeah,
shows that are out, Marvel movies. She's feeling it, but at the same time, she's also noticed a bit of a dip in quality as well.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I know she's going to be watching Secret Invasion. We'll talk about that a bit later. But she's really on it. She watches the show on her TV. She watches it on YouTube as well. So if you've got
Mm.
YouTube at home, watch us on a big screen so you can see all our imperfections. I know Emmanuel
We're
uses
not filming in 4K yet, are we?
4K. Of course, it's 4K. I know my camera's 720p or 10. No, my camera's 1080p. I've got a new laptop and it's 1080p, so I've got to make sure I've got the foundation, the
Yeah.
powder, and everything.
Uh,
But I know you're automatically just,
nah.
chocolate smooth, innit? No imperfections on you.
Yeah. Only when it's a hot day, then you see the beads of sweat
Is it?
just glistening like a Vaseline.
Oh my God, don't mess about. But yeah, Shifa, big shout out to you. Thank you for listening to the show every single week. Next shout out goes to Tia Becker. So Tia underscore Becker underscore. You'll find her as Tia Becker. Go check out her page on Instagram.
She's not
Lots
one
about
half of Tia and Tamura, is it?
No, 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 no. She
Oh,
is
okay.
all her own person. But go check her out on Instagram. Lifestyle, working out, fashion, all kinds of stuff. But she also loves movies. And just recently, we had an exchange on Instagram. She was talking about how she loves, or not loves, but she watched a horror film.
Hmm.
What did she watch? What did she watch now? It's gone up my mind. I forgot what she watched. She did mention that. I should really remember. But she said she watched, what was it?
Was it
Uh,
Insidious?
No, what was it again? My mind's gone now. I can't remember. But anyway, it was a horror film that she liked.
Mm.
And I said to her, "Oh, you should watch." No, that's it. She watched the Black Phone, the
Oh,
Black
okay.
Phone with Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
I said to her, "Go watch Smile. Smile is a really good film." And she was like, "Nope, nope," because you know how Smile's a good film. So
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it
it's good.
myself. Just the
It's a
poster.
good film. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a really good film. So, Tia, Becca, please watch Smile. Let us know what you think, and everyone else watch Smile too. Next shout out goes to Zakroff. Zakroff. Now we're gonna get him on the show real soon. He actually sent out a nice birthday message to Teacher. So thank you for thinking of Teacher on his birthday. Thank you for even knowing it was his birthday today on the 2nd
Mm.
of July, the time we're recording this. So we'll send out a post as well on Instagram. But Zakroff, we're going to get you on the show real soon. Let us know when you're available. We'll make it happen. It's got to be this summer because we've been talking about it for like a year and a half now. It's got to happen. It's got to happen.
Yeah.
Last shout out goes to Ciel Noir 3. Again, we talk about Ciel Noir every single week. We had her on the show a few weeks ago when we reviewed Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Big supporter of the show, big friend, big family member of the show. Go check out her page also, Ciel Noir 3 on Instagram. and you'll see about a lot about lifestyle, Afro beats, Afro vibes, presenting that she does as well. Loves her music, and health and fitness and all of that. So go check her out. And yeah, those are today's shout outs. Yeah,
Nice
so that's
one.
it. So yeah, Bob's your uncle. Bob's your uncle. So now we're going to go on to what we're on
Movie
to now.
news.
Movie news. Yeah, so movie news. So this week we've got a bit of a a bit of a selection of movie news going on there. The
Have you
first
watched
one.
Have you watched the documentary Arnold?
You know what I was just going to say? Yes, I did on Netflix. What did you think of it? Did you think it was good? Have you seen
I
it yet?
thought there was actually quite a few parts that I thought that I already knew about,
Okay.
like because what was the it was mentioned in the documentary about his other documentary, um, was it Pumping Iron or
Oh
something
yeah,
like?
yeah,
Or,
yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, it was good. But
yeah.
yeah, what's
It was.
the yeah?
Yeah, no, I liked it as well. I didn't know some things about it, but you're right. A lot of it's already been sort of publicized. But it was good to
Mm,
see Arnold Schwarzenegger talk about it through his own words. I'd have
mm.
liked to see someone else maybe do it because that way we'll get some real nitty gritty. It
Yeah.
was a bit nice. But anyway, that's not the story. The story is Sylvester Stallone, is also going to have a documentary released on Netflix. I think it's going to be the same sort of style as Schwarzenegger's one. These two were always competing.
It just seems like the age-old rivalry still continues.
Exactly. They spoke about it in Schwarzenegger's interview.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll talk about it again in Stallone's one. It's going to come on Netflix at some point, I think this year.
Okay.
But again, these big 80s, 90s, well, forever action heroes,
Mm,
it's good to understand a bit more about, where they came from, what makes them so successful, and just to, just look at the glory years, really. So
mm.
that's coming out soon.
I can imagine as soon as Stallone heard that, he was like, "What? Why did no one call me?" Fired
Exactly.
his agent.
Oh my gosh. All right, next bit of news. James Mangold. Did you know? Do you know what? I'm going to do a quick check here because I should have known this, but I don't think I did. But the film we're going to talk about later, Indiana Jones.
Mm,
Uh, did you know, or do you know who directed it?
no.
I had no idea that it was flipping James Mangold, the guy that
Oh, is it?
directed Logan. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't. I don't know why. I should have known
I
it.
don't
Maybe I.
know. I would have thought like Spielberg came to mind, but I was like, nah, it can't be Spielberg because Indiana
Yeah,
Jones.
yeah, yeah. I mean, but either way, James Mangold. Anyway, he directed Indiana Jones, but recently I think he's been doing lots of interviews about,
Mm,
Indiana Jones and so on. But he revealed that a few years ago he was initially lined up to direct a Boba Fett movie, and this was going to be an R-rated movie.
mm.
R-rated Boba Fett. Can
Is
you
he a big
imagine?
fan? Is he a
He's a
big?
massive fan, but also he's a big fan of the sort of spaghetti westerns.
Oh, okay.
That kind of, because if you look at Logan. Logan
Yeah.
was kind of, I
It
don't
had
know.
that gritty,
Yeah, do you know what
Clint
I mean?
Eastwood sort of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So he would have. I mean, Boba Fett. He's got the spurs. He's got the sort of, cowboy kind of vibe going on.
Mm.
R-rated. Do you reckon it would have been good?
Oh, I don't know. I think with the series, I think there would have been a hesitation, or I'd have
Mm.
been quite nervous about a movie coming out. It would have to be. I'd have to be sold on the trailer, or the teaser.
Sold on the trailer.
Because do you know what I mean? Because like I watched the
Gosh.
series, and the series was like it felt like it was going down a bit, where they had to then get the Mandalorian to come into one of
Mm.
the episodes to to prop it up a little bit. So if the movie came out, don't know.
But remember, this is way before, 'cause this actually was a few years ago. This was actually announced, I think, in 2016 or 20,
Oh, that was
like
early then.
ages ago. And even
Yeah.
Josh Trank, remember Josh Trank, who directed Chronicle and
Mm,
also directed the
mm,
Fantastic Four that came out in 2015.
mm,
So yeah, he was also sort of, I guess, chosen to direct Boba Fett as well.
yeah.
That fell through, and then it was James Mangold
Right.
following
Okay.
his, well, I think Logan came out in 2017, so I guess it was a bit before that that they had him lined up. But I reckon it would have been if it was R-rated, it might have been decent because this Boba Fett, like you said, it was weak, man. It was weak. It was weak.
It was. It
It was
didn't feel.
weak.
It didn't feel like the Boba Fett.
Nah, 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 nah,
Yeah.
nah.
So I think the timings. It was just timings was a bit off.
Yeah,
Maybe if they gave
exactly.
it a break, you finished the Mandalorian, and then was like,
Mm,
let's do Boba Fett, either the movie or we need to. They spiced up the Boba Fett series.
yeah.
Then yeah.
Mm. All right. Well, that's that one. Next one is Superman news. So the new
Mm.
Superman has been revealed. The new Superman. So we all know that James Gunn has, he's basically the, Kevin Feige of the DC universe now. He's just scrapped the old and he's dealing with the new. New Superman's coming out. New person is being cast. Henry Cavill is no more. So the new Superman we can reveal is a guy called David Corenswet. Yeah, great name. Sorry.
Cur-
David Corenswet.
Current sweat, can't
Uh,
sweat.
have Corenswet. Oh my gosh, Have you ever heard of him?
No, no, no. But I do know that but to me, he's never made it as like big.
Mm,
Basically, I think he's only made it in small parts, and I think one of the movies was a war movie as well. So
mm,
most likely, I wouldn't have. I think it was Pearl or something like that
yeah,
that he was
yeah,
in. Yeah, so no, I wouldn't
yeah.
have.
Tell you what, he does look the part. He's tall, dark, handsome as Superman usually is. He's
Yeah,
not as bulky as Henry Cavill
yeah.
ended up being for Superman. Maybe he'll get more bulky in time. I'm not sure. I know James Gunn, I'm not sure what kind of tone they're aiming for, whether it's going to be comedic or serious or I don't know
I
yet.
think
But
they were going. They're going for the farm boy. Like
okay,
Smallville kind
okay.
of. Because I think what I heard was that with the Henry Cavill, a
Mm.
lot of fans saw him more as like an evil Superman, but
Oh, like a
or like
dark
yeah,
kind of
like a dark
version.
Superman. Where
Mm,
Corin Sweat looks basically plays like looks like a younger version of Henry,
mm,
and more of a gentler
okay.
looking in image. So he could probably pull off, that sort of Smallville, the farm
Mm,
boy, more um, what is it? More of the like Boy Scout kind of
mm.
persona
I know what you
than
mean.
than Henry Cavill did.
We'll have to see what it's. I mean, this Superman's going to come out in 2025. That's 2 years now. Colin Sweat, he's like I said, he's been in Pearl.
Mm.
He was the owner of the cinema in Pearl, and yeah, Pearl's a really crazy film. That's another conversation, but worth seeing. He was also in something called The Politician, which is I think is a series.
Okay.
And in that, a character in that actually said to him, "You look like Superman." So this could have been written in the stars that he was always going to be Superman. But I guess time will tell. But we'll see.
Not unless he spent months walking around with a curl in his hair.
That curl better not come back, man. I ain't got time for that curl. Yeah, you got time for that.
I
I ain't
tell
got.
you what, Nicolas Cage would have done that, but
Oh,
he's
mate.
already had
Yeah,
his time, innit? So
trust me.
he would have gone to the cafes with a curl in his hair
So
everywhere he goes.
talking about Nicolas Cage now. So we just watched the Flash,
Mm,
and we saw. Obviously, we can talk about it now, but the Flash was multiversal. We had Barry Allen, Ezra Miller. We had Supergirl. We had Michael Keaton's Batman, and also in sort of the end of the film, you saw all these other multiverses colliding,
yeah,
where we saw Nicolas Cage looking like Superman, but a weird version of him.
yeah.
Um, but the Flash, the movie, I know yourself and Amar done the review
Mm.
a couple of weeks ago. I
Not hit that
mean,
50. It's not hit the 50.
it's not done well. So
Yeah.
it's actually a certified box office failure.
Oh,
It's a certified box office failure. It's looking like it might gross worldwide about 200 and something million.
Oh,
or
okay.
maybe it might scrape 300 million. Uh,
So what is that, breaking even or like way
I think it's
far,
under
far
because
below?
they say the film budget,
Mm,
actual film budget, was 200 million,
yeah.
but then also they're also saying the marketing budget was a separate 150 million. That's
Right.
crazy to even think about. But 350 million altogether, and
Yeah.
if this film is about 300 million worldwide box office,
Mm,
that's not enough. So they're saying that this film should have been written off like Batgirl. That's what some people are saying.
yeah.
But what do you reckon?
I, d- I, d- I, I think there was I well I was in I think that for kids they enjoyed the Flash.
Mm.
However, they made the same similar comments that um, Batman was too old.
Oh my gosh.
Old man Batman was what one kid said to me, and so it's just like okay, so that they really like the Flash as a movie, and
Mm,
him superhero, but it was just the combination of Supergirl didn't really hit it for them, and
mm,
also Batman being old, there was no connection where they could link the two. All they had was Flash, and then they know Flash from the CW series.
mm.
So
Yeah, yeah.
so for them it was like, yeah, it makes sense, and they enjoyed all of that.
Mm,
Um, but you never know. It could end up being some, like a cult classic, one of these films that actually, it makes the revenue over years, because there's a small niche that slowly grow and grow, and basically just it becomes one of the bad films, uh,
hmm.
but being a good film for the niche,
Niche, capiche. All right. Well, even the box office doesn't lie. Most people didn't like it, and
Yeah,
most people didn't go back for it. Most people didn't recommend it. So
really.
looks like that's what it is.
I felt that a lot of the comments that I heard was basically the CGI on the
Mm,
babies, and I
yeah,
was just like,
yeah. And the end, yeah, it
yeah,
was mad, 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 mad. All right, so that's your news. But next we're going to go into what's new on streaming. So new on streaming, Secret Wars on Disney Plus. So here's some Marvel stuff for you, Shifa, if you're listening. What you thinking of Secret Wars? Have you started seeing it?
yeah. I started watching it.
Okay, what do you
Yeah,
reckon?
it's getting there.
Okay.
I mean, the one thing is you can't trust no one. It's going with that. It's that classic. It's always it's a good one where you
Mm,
can't trust no one. So it's like it's not just being a detective, but
mm,
it's sort of the whole. You know what? It goes back to the whole American trope of the Cold War, and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and the scrolls are actually located in Russia, and
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
so they moved from Brixton to Russia.
Mm, gosh. Brixton, Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm liking it as well.
Yeah.
I think the first episode was kind of slow, but
Mm,
it is what it is. Massive shock at the end with Maria Hill. What
mm.
happened with her. Second episode again is giving us a bit more, a bit more. I'm liking what's her name's character.
Wait, I just got to say that Marie Hill's mum, she was in Good Nick.
Yeah, it's true. I thought that was her sister. I thought that was her sister. That's her mum, mate. Yeah, it's true. She wasn't good, Nick.
Yeah.
Or maybe that wasn't Maria. Oh, do you know what?
She's a
Uh,
scroll.
yeah. No, but then again, now when she got shot, she would have changed.
Yeah.
When they die, they change shape, don't they? So
Yeah.
it has to be her. But yeah, no, I'm liking it so far. It's not blowing me away, but
Mm,
it's okay. I just hope it does get better, and I hope this
yeah.
isn't like the best of it. Because
Yeah.
with Marvel these days, you don't know, man. You don't know. But I'm gonna stick with it. We've got 4 more episodes, and let's see just how secret this
4
will.
more. It kind of like feels short. if it's only four
Yeah, I
more
think it's
left.
6 episodes. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let's see what the secrets unfold. Okay, so next we have. Woo, I'm a Virgo.
No,
I'm
I'm a
a
Capricorn.
Virgo. You pesky Capricorns. Eh? I'm a Virgo. This is on Prime, Prime TV, Amazon Prime. Have you seen this yet?
No, no.
Man, you need to see. Have you seen Sorry to Bother You?
Yep.
That
Good,
that's a good film.
good
This is
movie.
made by
Yeah.
the same person, Boots Riley. He directed, wrote, produced, created, showrunner. This is a 7 episode series on
Okay.
Amazon Prime. I'm a Virgo is crazy. So if you've seen Sorry to Bother You,
Mm.
that's a film that was in 2018. Tessa Thompson and what's his name? Lakeith Stanfield. Lakeith Stanfield's a guy who works in the call center, and he's a black guy. And in the call center, they say to him,
Put on
uh,
your white voice.
"Exactly, put in your white voice." And he starts to put on his white voice, and that makes him successful and create sales and all kinds of stuff. A lot of social commentary in that. In
Yeah.
this, it's just the same as well. And this one's about a guy, black guy in where is it in California? Where is it again? Is it not Oakwood? The place where the Black Panthers, I think, were. Is it? No, it's not. But anyway, it's in California,
Mm.
and he is a 13-foot black man in
Oh, this is the
California.
one that, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
this one,
right.
he's 13 foot. No one explains why he's 13 foot. We don't get that explanation. It is what it is, and he
Yeah,
has to now live his life 13 foot. For his first few years of his life, his parents basically hide him away. He has
yeah.
no interaction with
How are you
anyone
gonna
else.
hide that?
Well, no, no, they hide him well for most of his for
Really?
19 years. No one knows he exists. They hide
Okay.
him. Doesn't come out. He watches TV all the time. They tell him what's going to happen to him if he leaves the house. But eventually, obviously, he leaves the house, and he. I'm not
Yeah.
going to spoil it. So what happens, but he interacts with people. People are watching him. A lot of social commentary. So you know what society's like, how they can use people to their advantage, people that they otherwise don't really like. You
Mm.
see how NBA stars or football stars or rappers or whatever, the media, advertising will use them to sell stuff.
Yep.
But in reality, do they want those people at home with them having dinner?
No.
Do you know what I
No.
mean? So in this show, it kind of shows you how some people can use you
Yeah.
for gains, but they might not really like you and
Who
they're
was it? Was
scared
it
of
was
you.
it was it someone? I think like someone like Donald Trump said or
Mm,
believes you're either used or be used.
there you
And
go. Yeah.
that's the motto. Like,
But this film, there's many layers of social commentary,
mm,
and I actually think I got to watch it again because when I watch it for the first time, it's a mad show. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah,
There's some parts where you're watching thinking, what is going on here?
yeah.
It flips to cartoon. It flips to stop animation.
Oh, okay.
Like certain
So they
things,
experimented
it's
with like different
mad.
styles.
It's mad, mad, mad. All I can
Okay.
say is it's mad. I actually don't want to say too much. I'm gonna leave it there. It's
Yeah.
a mad show, but you need to watch it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that's gonna be on my list.
That's it. Yeah. Okay, so what's the next one? The next one is Warrior Season 3.
Warrior.
So what's this one about? I've not seen it yet.
You not seen this one? Oh
Nah,
my
nah, nah, nah,
gosh.
nah.
This is a what was it? A HBO. It's a HBO
Mm,
series. As you know, HBO. They do a lot of good shows on there.
yeah,
I mean, previous one was Succession. Everyone was
yep,
probably on that.
yep.
But yeah, this is Warriors, which is set in 187 in the 1870s,
Okay.
during sort of like the early Chinese American settlers. And as as always, whenever the new people come over, they never settle the beef that they had before, from their
Mm,
previous country or whatever. So there's two warring fractions that are playing a part in this, and it's got that whole 1870s, the spaghetti western, cowboys, gunslingers, and then where you're just basically um, watching the whole interactions. So this
mm.
was originally conceived by the late Bruce Lee, who
Oh.
was, who famously starred in what we know as you remember as Green Hornet.
Mm,
Some of us who are old old enough
mm,
to watch that, and but also Enter the Dragon, which was a classic. So we
yep.
all remember Bruce Lee for that. So this new season is season 3. and it basically is going to be entering the heights of what the previous two seasons were achieved. We've basically been waiting for those who'd watched season one and two. This has been like 2.5 years waiting for season three. I almost felt like I was watching. I was waiting for Titans, Attack on Titans.
Oh my gosh, that's like waiting to excel, mate. Blimey, it. It's a long time, I know.
Yeah, by executive produced by Shannon Lee, the daughter of Bruce Lee,
Okay.
and it's got Jason Toby, who's from Fast and Furious franchise. You also got Andrew Koji, who we all remember him hopefully in Snake Eyes and Bullet Train. And I found out that he's actually British born as
Oh,
well,
okay.
and from Mayans. He grew up in Epsom,
Oh, okay.
so
Yeah, south of London.
yeah, South London, yeah.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, this is a worthwhile series to sink your teeth into if you
Mm,
like all the if you like spaghetti westerns and you like
mm.
Bruce Lee kung fu martial arts movies. Yeah, you won't be disappointed, especially like Kung Fu Hustle. Do you remember
Oh
the
yeah,
movie
yeah,
Hustle?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. All
So
right, nice one. All right, cool. So one to watch. Okay, so that's it for now on streaming. Next, we've got new trailers. What new trailers are out? Uh,
challenges.
yeah, challenges. So this
What's
one
this one?
is this is a tennis film. This is a tennis film starring Zendaya,
Oh,
who
okay.
she's powerful now. She's just needs one name. Yeah, one of those ones. Yeah, just Zendaya.
She's a
That's
brand.
it. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So she stars in this film as a tennis player who's a young, successful, really good tennis player, and she's like winning lots of matches and stuff like that. But then she has this. What it looks like in the trailer is that she gets into a relationship with these two guys
Mm.
who are also tennis players as well, and that's when things start to get interesting.
Hmm.
So
Some
it's
love triangle or something.
yeah, exactly, exactly. It's like love
Situationship.
30, love 45. I don't know what score it gets to, but things don't add up,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think that's where her performances start to go down. I think she gets injured
Okay.
and stuff like that. But
So there's
the
much
trailer
of a deuce in between.
juice, there's a juice in between. Yeah, there is. But yeah, she loses any advantage of the situation. But yeah, it looks interesting. Again, this one I think this is a cinema release. They're coming out soon.
Okay.
But yeah, go check it out. Zendaya, she's really good. So yeah, go
Is
check
it?
her out.
Is she's not playing like Serena or anything? This
No,
is
no, no,
a
no.
whole different character. Okay.
Yeah, it's just herself. Yeah, she's not playing any kind of, I think, real person. So
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, interesting one. Yeah, and then next one, Dumb Money. Dumb Money. Whoo-hoo. Dumb Money is looking like a decent film. I ain't gonna
Is it?
lie. Yeah,
Okay.
I saw the trailer just I think yesterday or day before, and I
Hmm.
thought, what's this? I kept seeing Dumb Money. What's Dumb Money? Oh, mate. Let me quickly get the list of who's in this. Dumb Money is. Ooh, okay. This is coming out in. When's this coming out? It's coming out in September. And Dumb Money
This year.
stars Paul Dano, the guy
Hmm.
that we saw as. Wasn't he in the Batman? He was playing the Riddler, isn't it? Was it the Riddler? Yeah, the Riddler
Yeah.
in Batman. Yeah, this looks like a decent film. This has got him, Paul Dano. It's got Pete Davidson. It's got Seth Rogen. It's got
Oh, he was
Sebastian
in the
Stan.
Fablemans as well.
Yes, that's it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Sebastian Stan, Winter Soldier. He's in it. Nick Offerman's in it. America Ferrera is in it. Ugly Betty. You got a good few people in this. This one is about. Do you remember GameStop? This is
Oh, the
the.
shares. That wasn't that during lockdown.
Yes, it was. Yeah, I think it was during
Where
lockdown.
I think it was.
Yeah,
I'd describe it as the common people were versus
yeah,
the
yeah.
oligops.
And this is when literally people were making mad money. I can't remember how the tactics were. I didn't know anything about it at the time,
Mm,
but they were they were making money by sort of playing the system or something like that. Or some
yeah,
people were anyway. Some people were making mad. It turned people into millionaires.
yeah.
Mad money. This GameStop stock. This is the film about it. it comes across a bit like, you know, like one of those sort of fast, action-paced, kind of witty films.
Mm.
What's that film with Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill?
Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill.
The money film to do with the stock market and stuff like that.
Uh,
You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it kind of comes across like that.
okay,
Yeah, really sort of intelligent. It's really good. Yeah, so I'm looking, and also comedy as well.
okay.
But I'm looking forward to this one in September. I'm
So is there
looking forward to
anything
it.
similar to like Wolf on Wall Street?
No, from what I've seen,
Or,
it's well, I don't want to say no. Yes, in a way, because obviously the money aspect of it,
yeah.
but because it's based on, again, Wolf of Wall Street was based on real story, but not maybe real events. But
Mm.
yeah, it's just you know what, it looks interesting. Go
Boiler
watch the
Room.
trailer. Yeah.
What about
Hmm?
what about do you remember Boiler Room? Is it like
Nah, what's that?
oh Boiler Room was like this dodgy stock they were selling like pennies. I think it was like penny stocks.
Oh, okay.
And you know those you get those phone calls. Oh, would you like
Oh,
to invest?
yes, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's what a Wolf of Wall Street guy done as well, isn't it? He used to phone
yeah.
people and say, "Oh, invest in penny stacks and all that kind of stuff." Yeah. But now, watch this. Watch the trailer, Dumb Money, and watch the film in September. We are definitely going to review it when it comes out.
Okay.
So, Bob's your uncle. Okay, next one. We have Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. That's the
Yeah.
name. That's the
Yeah.
name.
So,
That's the name.
which side are you gonna be on?
Phew.
The
Songbirds,
song,
because I
the
don't deal with
songbirds
snakes.
don't sound strong to me. Like, oh, I
Mate,
think I'll.
I ain't dealing with no serpent. No serpent. No serpents are worse than snakes, yeah? Hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah. What's this about? You put this on here.
So,
Yeah, what's it?
so this one is yeah, I saw the trailer and Hunger Games. I remember it was a trilogy
Yeah.
based on the books, and this one looks like it's the prequel. So it's basically like the
Oh, yeah.
beginnings for all of the trilogy before. So how it all started. But yeah, it looked like an interesting trailer where um you've got you've got the different fractions uh basically coming together and how it was basically established this
Mm.
Hunger Games came about. So that's why I put it on there.
Hunger Games. No, there's a lot of these films out there, Hunger Games, Squid Games, and a lot of
Yeah,
these films, I swear they all came from what's that Japanese? Is it
or anime.
Japanese? No, is it Japanese or was it the Korean one? I think it was a Japanese film, where they were on an island.
Oh, another one you're talking about.
You know the
Uh,
film on the island.
yeah,
With it on an island and they all got to survive. That was
yeah,
like
yeah.
I think it came out in '99 or 2000. It's good 20 years ago. And the name will come to me. It's but yeah, I think all these kind of films kind of feel like they've got vibes of that
Battle
basically.
Royale. That's it.
Battle Royale, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure that that make a comeback as well, or Americans will remake it. But
But Battle
yeah,
Royale is kind of like similar to real life. Dog eat dog world out
yeah,
here.
yeah. It's true. It's true. It's true. But anyway, when's this one coming out? When's Hunger Games?
Uh,
That's out this year sometime, isn't it? I think.
think so.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't.
got to be.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I ain't gonna rush to see it, but yeah, I ain't gonna rush to see it. I did see the
I
other
will.
ones, but I wasn't really a fan of them to be honest. But
Yeah. I'll go to see it
mm,
to complete
okay,
the yeah having seen all the previous ones.
to be complete. All right,
Yeah.
cool, cool, cool. All right then. So yeah, so that's your new trailers. Next we've got Anniversary Corner, and this one is from 2008. 2008, 15 years ago.
Is
What could that be? Okay, so in sort of, you've got to sometimes link the films that we're talking about with an anniversary corner to our main film. And this week is Indiana Jones, so it can only be Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. Have you seen
uh
that one? Did you watch it?
no, I don't think I saw this one. I think
What?
this one was the one. I think it was. It didn't have
What?
where's it? Dr. Jones, what's
Oh
the
my gosh. Oh my god, Dr. Jones, Dr. Jones. No, I didn't have him. He he was in flipping everything everywhere all at once. He's a big
Yeah,
man now. He's a
yeah,
big man. He ain't got time for that Dr. Jones, Dr. Jones.
yeah.
Oh my
They should have
gosh.
brought him into this one, man.
They should have. They should have. But yeah, the Crystal Skulls that came out in 2008, directed by Steven Spielberg. And this one is Indiana Jones. It's got Kate Blanchett. It's got Shia LaBeouf,
Yeah,
who actually at the time I kind of thought they were passing on the mantle to Shia LaBeouf
I
because it
did.
seemed like he might be the one. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because wasn't that the time also when he was blowing up as well with
Transformers
Transformers.
that came out the year before 2007. So
Yeah,
it seemed, and he had at the time. I ain't gonna lie, he did look like a younger version of Indiana Jones.
yeah,
He had the same kind of Indiana Jones has got a certain pacing about him,
mm,
urgency in it when he's in these scenes running around and stuff. Shia LaBeouf does that very well in Transformers. He's very urgent, very
yeah,
like time critical. And I thought, okay, this film is going to be just the first of Shia LaBeouf's trilogy, but
mm,
it wasn't. Aliens, Crystal Skull. Steven Spielberg loves his aliens. He
mm,
put it into this one. Lots of people said it wasn't really the way forward. It got a 6 out of 3, 6.2 on IMDb,
mm.
and yeah, people weren't really feeling it. It didn't do so well. That's why there was a 15-year gap until this one. You
Uh,
know,
15 years to try and get people to forget about.
there you go, there you go. So yeah, I mean, go ahead and watch Crystal Skull if you like.
Yeah,
Obviously, there's the original trilogy before that, Indiana Jones.
yeah. Unfortunate
Uh,
thing is that we got the internet now. The internet never forgets.
Never forgets exactly. Never. But yeah, so go give that one a watch. 15 years, I guess it's up to you if you want to do it. It's on, I think it's on Disney Plus. I think it is, so you can catch it
Okay.
on there. But yeah, that brings us nicely to this week's main film review, which is Indiana Jones
Mm.
and
The
the
Dial of
Dial of
Destiny.
Destiny. Okay, so oh
Not
my
the similar
gosh,
dial where you got the old phone.
no, nah. What I had that one, the
Yeah, there
cream
was
one.
always everyone
Is
always had
it
it was either
01,
two colors.
8, 1, 4, 5? Oh, maybe it's made a mistake. Hang up and start again. Nah, mate. But yeah, so this one is, so 15 years since Crystal Skull. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny sees the return of Harrison Ford. And you know what? I
Mm.
didn't know his name isn't actually Indiana. His name is, so he's got a normal name in the film.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's got a normal name in the film. It's not actually Indiana. It's
What? Dr. Jones.
something, was it Dr. Not James Jones. It's a normal name anyway. But yeah, Indiana's like a nickname.
Okay.
But yeah, this one, so I know lots of people had a lot to say before this film came out. Directed by James Mangold. He's a gangster when it came to Logan.
Dr. Henry Walton or
That's it. Yeah, Henry. Yeah. How's that Indiana? Mad.
Mm.
But yeah, so this one picks up in well, let me sort of give you a run through of what the film's about. The Dial of Destiny is a is an artifact that gives their wielder the power of time manipulation. They're able
Okay.
to go to a point of time at their choosing according to where on the dial
Mm.
they choose. Uh, and Indiana Jones is all about getting old school artifacts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Raiding tombs or wombs. You know what he's about. And yeah, so this artifact is from 2,000 years ago. The person that actually made this artifact is called I want to say
Doctor
Aris.
Strange.
No, probably probably. Do you know what? That's actually a good shout. It probably is him. He left it somewhere and forgot to pick it up. But the person that made it it's like a Italian. Is it Italian or Greek? I'll find the name after. It sounds like Aristotle, but it's not Aristotle.
Mm.
It's a similar name to that. And this old school person made it, and somehow the Nazis in the sort of 1940s
Mm.
They found it. And there's always been said that Hitler was very supernatural, and
Supernatural, yeah.
he sort of delved into that sort of world, and he believed in certain things having powers, and he sent people to go and collect different artifacts and so on, and they were trying to bring it back. Indiana Jones, hijacked that transaction, and he ended up with half of it, and
Mm,
someone else ended up with the other half. Now this dial is mad powers,
mm,
mad powers, like I mentioned, and but we pick up in the film in 1960. I want to say 1960. When is it? 1969, I think it is, because I think it's the same year as the moon landing.
right, okay.
So it's 1960 something. Yeah, I think it's 1969. Yeah, same year as the moon landing. So it's in the 60s, and it picks up as Indiana Jones being a lecturer
Mm,
in a university. He's old. He's washed out. He's he's old and he's lived a life. He's separated from his wife. He's just living with regrets. The students in the school aren't really listening to him.
oh no.
He's got to get on with it. And so that's him. You got Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who is sort of the new sort of younger character who's got all the life, all the knowledge. It's like a younger version of him,
Yeah.
and she is the god. She's the daughter of one of Indiana Jones's previous sort of
What flings relation?
no raiding partners. The sort of
Oh,
person.
okay.
Toby Jones is the British actor who was in Indiana Jones previously, and he she's the daughter of him. So she's actually Indiana Jones's goddaughter. So they
Okay.
do know each other. She comes into his life and she tells him about this dial of destiny, how important it is, and that she knows where it could be and wants
Mm,
Indiana Jones to go and help her get it. So meanwhile, we got the Germans who were on the train in 1940 something.
mm,
Mads Mikkelsen, he was on that train. He understood the dial's power. He's one of the people that lost the other half of the dial,
yeah.
and he is now in America trying to trace Indiana Jones and his goddaughter because they know something that he needs to know.
Mm,
It's cat and mouse that kind of thing. We've also got the blonde guy that was in no, Narcos. What's his name? Boyd Holbrook. You know the blonde guy that was in Narcos and also in Logan.
yeah.
James Mangold's connection. He's
Yeah.
also in this film as one of the lead henchmen for Mads Mikkelsen.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's like a group of sort of Nazis, stroke Nazi, workers,
Yeah. Well, he
henchmen.
had to be blonde. The Aryan
Exactly.
race.
Yeah, exactly. And you got Indiana Jones's group, which is him, his goddaughter, and you got another young guy who they actually pick up in. I want to say was it Egypt? Is it Egypt or Morocco? There's a
Okay.
young guy who basically plays the part of Dr. Jones. Yeah, so he's like that version, but a bit
Okay.
older, and he's a lot more capable. I would say he can. This guy, this film is a bit silly.
Yeah.
I mean, I just told you the premise of the film, and
Yeah.
basically,
Probably
without the
because.
film, it's cat and mouse chase. They
Yeah.
get one part. They the Germans get one part of it, or they get they get the upper hand. Another one gets the upper hand, and they sort of chase each other all the way to where the Dial of Destiny could be.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you can work out what
Well, I mean,
happens. But
Indiana Jones always had that little air of comedy
mm,
in its movies, right?
yeah, yeah. So in this, there isn't much surprise as to what's going to happen, but
Right.
that's the premise. Dial of Destiny. We get it, you get it. Let's turn back time.
Yeah.
Share all that kind of stuff. But the action, the first 15 minutes probably got the best part of the
Mm.
action, which is set in 1940 something on the train. They've
Yeah.
got a de-aged Harrison Ford, which he jumps about on the train. He's like doing stuff with the Nazis and being the old school version of him,
Mm.
which actually doesn't. It's not
Does it
too
work?
bad.
Yeah.
It kind
Okay.
of works. Yeah, the de-aging looks a bit like a computer game. Looks like
Oh, okay.
Unreal Engine, PlayStation 5 kind of thing. It looks like that.
I'm just
But
imagining the the guy
yeah,
in the special effects department. I
yeah,
can't do it, Captain.
yeah.
He's
Honestly,
got too many
it's
wrinkles.
mad, man. But the graphics look good, but it's graphics. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But the some of the stunts and stuff between the movie and the car chases, it's just a bit much, man. This guy,
Yeah.
Harrison Ford, the Indiana Jones. I don't know how old he's meant to be in the film, definitely 70 plus.
Mm,
Madman is he's doing shit. Really, I mean, you know what I mean? The car chases and riding on horseback
yeah.
down New York into the subway on the train tracks.
I think
He's
that's what we
doing,
see in the trailer, him on
yeah.
horseback, right?
It's
Yeah,
just it's very unbelievable that this guy has
yeah.
come from the lecture where he's getting up and he's all stiff, and then now he's doing this. It's just a bit
Well, I mean,
unbelievable.
back in the day, that's what what made watching Indiana Jones sexy was
Mm,
he's an archaeologist and going on these adventures in
yeah.
between lectures or like summer summer trips. So they must have cut his budget, and that's the reason why his lectures started dwindling.
Exactly.
Lost the passion to teach.
Exactly. But in this, I don't know. This film it is what it is. It's a swashbuckling adventure.
Yeah,
Leave your brain at the door. There's enjoyable parts to it, but overall, I left the cinema and I didn't
yeah.
feel like I'd got anything from it. To be
Right.
honest,
Okay.
the ending is very straightforward. It
Yeah.
ends as you think it's going to end.
Oh,
They
okay.
win, Germans lose. There's no major consequences.
Yeah. Okay.
No major consequences,
But did
and
you leave you feeling like there's going to be another one,
there
or like
could
this?
be, there could
Okay.
be if the money's right, if the money does well,
Mm,
there could be, but I don't want there to be. Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character, I mean,
didn't
yeah,
really work. No.
didn't really work for me. Nothing wrong with her as an actress or whatever, but I just didn't really, yeah, it just didn't work for me. Something was just lacking. There
Right.
wasn't
Okay.
really, yeah, there wasn't really much cohesion with them. It just, I guess they just met each other. Well, no, they know each other from young, but they hadn't seen each other in years. So maybe that explains why they weren't really, there wasn't really that chemistry between them. But
Yeah.
Mads Mikkelsen's a wasted character. He's a good actor, but in this, he's wasted.
Okay.
Everyone's wasted. I mean,
I
yeah,
mean, Harrison Ford will be wasted if it takes too
yeah.
long
It's
to come up
just
with another one.
I just don't see why this
Uh,
film was made apart from money because it didn't really need
yeah.
to happen. A lot of it just didn't make any sense. And
I just
going,
can't remember why Shia LaBeouf disappeared like off the
mm,
scene
I don't
because
know.
he would have been a good one. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
but
And going back in time, the Dial of Death, they went back in time through this kind of like opening in the sky and whatever, and they went back
oh,
to
okay.
2,000 years ago to
Wait,
this.
open in the sky. So they had to get a plane, or
Yeah, they were on a plane, and this young guy
yeah,
who's the sort of young, uh, sort of he's Phoebe Waller-Bridge's sidekick. He's a young guy.
yeah,
He's the new Dr. Jones.
yeah.
Him. He there's a scene where they're oh man. They're driving towards the plane.
Yeah,
She's going to one plane, he's going to another, and they're communicating. And she's like, oh, you've never flown a plane before, or no, you've never flown this type of plane before.
right.
That's what he says. And then she's like, you've never flown any plane before.
Okay,
But he gets on the plane and he flies it
okay,
perfectly in a high stress situation. This, I don't know if he's 14 or something, 15, maybe he's a bit younger actually. He gets in and flies this plane
okay.
through this wormhole and he's totally fine. And he even lands it too. No, someone else helps him land it. Sorry. Another guy helps him to land it. But, mate,
uh,
come on.
there was
But
no
yeah,
download of the,
it's just too easy. Everything is so easy. I think that's the tone, obviously, in the Indiana Jones.
yeah.
There's no major consequences, but it's just too easy. There's
Okay.
no consequences in this film. I don't rate it at all.
Mm.
I don't rate it. And the fact you ain't seen it yet, wait for Disney Plus. Don't leave your house to go see this.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't bother. It'll be on Disney Plus in 3 months or four,
Uh,
and by then, not much would have changed. But I'm leaving it
so
there.
do you think this? So
Yeah,
do you think this franchise is dead now?
I think it was dead before. Actually,
Yeah.
I think it was dead before. They should have left it dead. But obviously, money talks. But then
Yeah.
bullshit walks, and this is going to be walking all the way to box office failure. I reckon. Anyway,
Okay.
that's what I think. But that's just me. What do I know? I don't know shit. I don't know shit.
We just review them.
Exactly. But yeah, that's my review, man. Go and watch it if you've got nothing better to do. But if you have got something better to do, do it.
Mm.
That's all I can say. But
I
yeah.
think with I'm starting to think that with a lot of these franchises now, where you and I know them, um, Indiana Jones,
Mm,
Ghostbusters, all of these ones, like I mean, The Flash, for
mm,
example, the character Batman, we know of him, but like the kid who I asked, there's the he is just an old Batman. He
mm,
had no relevance, no connection to him. So I feel like the next the next version, if they do another one, is that they'd have to basically come up with a new cast, like
mm.
you know
Yeah, yeah,
ones that the younger crowd can
yeah.
actually link
Connect with
to,
and
yeah,
just
connect with, yeah,
fresh face.
yeah.
Okay, well, let's see what happens if they listen. Maybe we'll put this out. We'll put that little bite out and tag in James Gunn, and maybe he'll respond to it. James Gunn, if you're listening. But yeah, that's it for today's review. Hope you enjoyed the review and the lineup of news and trailers and all of that. So
And let
what's
us know what
happening?
you're watching as well.
Yeah, let us know. Just like Tia Becker did, she let us know she was watching The Black Phone,
Mm.
and we recommended Smile, and she said no. And that's how it works. That's how it works. But yeah, so we're gonna have some more films coming up in the next few weeks. Mission Impossible. We've
Mission
got
Impossible.
Barbie. We've
Yeah.
got Oppenheimer. We've got Talk to Me, that horror film by A24. But yeah, there's a few good things coming out, and also
Yeah.
Netflix as well. There's a few things coming out on there and Amazon. So yeah, keep it plugged to the Flixters, and we will see you next time.